flat shape would be. Um, and solely, I appreciate that share out to Caleb. That is fantastic, fantastic engagement. Solely, what is up, my friend?
Yeah, dude. I mean, I can share it out to anybody you want me to.
No, no, I was just giving you a shout out for that share. Appreciate it
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah, man. I'm sure it helps
So,
tremendously, right?
how how'd you like the Artemis 2 launch? How was that for you?
I watched it live.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, isn't that what I
uh-huh.
was asking?
I don't know what you were asking. You asked me how I liked it. You're I guess hoping that I would say
Yeah.
it's fake or something. I don't know what you're asking.
No,
I
I
don't
was
know.
gonna say, did you enjoy it?
Uh, it was about 8 minutes of my life. Could take it or leave it.
Okay. And what'd you think about it?
I think camera cuts. I would like to see because they orbited the Earth twice, right?
Orbited, yeah, I think it was twice, two or three.
Yeah. No, I think well, it was semantics, I suppose. I at least twice, right?
Hmm.
Um, I would like to see personally, right? Maybe for Artemis 3 we'll get this, right? Because they keep shitting the bed every time we ask them to do this. I'd like to see a rocket or a camera on the outside of the rocket, which we know they have because they gave us camera footage from the outside of the rocket. Just like
Hmm.
nonstop footage of them orbiting the Earth the whole time that they're supposed to be doing it. I think that would be really compelling.
Okay. Now, do you think if that happened and you got that footage, then you would start to believe that it was an actual thing?
It would give it much more credibility. That would be a lot harder to argue against, yes.
Okay. And so when they start, I guess, we start seeing these pictures from like their personal cell phones that they have up there with them of the
Do you
moon.
have any of
Uh,
those?
no, I don't think that they have given those out yet.
Oh,
And
okay, I was gonna say, I don't see any of that shit.
yeah, but it's supposed to happen.
Oh, it's supposed to happen. Okay, well, we'll see. So,
Yeah.
how does this prove that the Earth is in motion or curving exactly? I just have to trust it blindly. Just appeal to pop or
Uh,
what am I
what
thinking of?
exactly? You talk about this mission?
Yeah,
Well, it doesn't, I guess, technically prove that the Earth is in motion. I was just wondering what you thought about it.
yeah.
Because,
I think it's flimsy at best. How about that?
okay, yeah, I mean, I'm aware that you're a flat earther, and there's been a bunch of flat earthers who I've seen that have been crashing out over this,
Yeah.
saying a
So
bunch of wild
I
things,
guess some
a
people
bunch of
can't
wild things.
handle their emotions. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I'm not convinced by anything I see in video format.
Okay,
You know,
gotcha,
watched a
gotcha.
video
So,
of just on a side. I'll make this very quickly. I don't mean to change the subject, but and I'm not
oh, okay.
actually. But I did. I can send you this. It's very interesting. I showed a video, or I saw a video of a guy and his girlfriend, and he put his girlfriend on like a chair with wheels, and she looked like she was floating because she's kind of like hanging off the side of it. And he moves her towards a TV with like what's supposed to be like an ISS or some kind of rocket where you can look out and see the Earth, and then like he edits it all together and he makes it look like she's. I'll send you the whole thing, bro. Because if they can do that from their apartment, I think NASA could fool you from wherever they do their stuff.
Yeah,
You
so I
know.
would agree that NASA would be able to fool us if they wanted to.
Okay. Welcome to Flat Earth.
And so yeah, I'm
Um.
not disagreeing with that, but like you would have to bring me proof that they have fooled us.
You should
That
check out. Are you on X?
nah, not really.
Caleb reposted some very interesting. See, it's not really for me to like. I can't necessarily prove that they fooled you, bro, and I'll concede on that. But you can't necessarily prove that it's real either. So, like, this is, for all intents and purposes, a total non sequitur. Did you learn anything
Yeah,
about
so
microwave frequency transmission since we last spoke?
nah, I haven't even looked into it. I've been
No,
fairly busy. No.
no. You just don't care if the Earth's flat. You just believe it's a sphere anyway.
Well, no, it's not necessarily that. I just have some, other things that I do in my daily life.
Me too, bro. Me too.
Hmm.
I work 7 days a week, and I still know more about LoRaWAN and microwave frequencies than any glober I've ever spoken with. To be fair.
Well, that's good. Now, the issue that I'll still have that I still have with the whole flat Earth talking point would be that I would s- I would say if not all of it, then 99% of it is just globe denial and
No,
not any
it's see,
evidence.
and not to get semantical on you, but it's not globe denial, it's globe falsification. Would you agree that the Earth, in the heliocentric model, can only be the size that it is, the size that it's
Uh,
claimed to be?
I mean, with the pictures that we have of Earth, yeah, I would say it is what we see in those pictures. Um,
So it's not an oblate
so
spheroid.
no, it is.
Oh well, we don't see an oblate spheroid in those pictures.
Well, that's why we can't really gauge those types of things with our eyes
Hmm.
because it's
So it
still. I
is.
mean, a
So it
perfect.
is. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, go on. A perfect sphere doesn't exist. So those pictures that you're seeing of the Earth, such as like the blue marble, we'll just say for an easy example, it's still an oblate spheroid. Like the shape has
Hmm.
never changed.
Are you sure? I mean, it's just
Hmm.
interesting that it
Yeah.
doesn't show that at all, or they don't have any like real evidence of that. So you agree that the Earth would have to be a radius 24,901 and a circumference 3,959, right?
If those are the measurements that are claimed, then yeah.
If wait,
Hmm.
you don't know it?
Yeah. So I don't go off of the math and all of the calculations and all that because you don't need to.
Well, this is the problem. The Earth can only be that size. The radius specifically can only be that size because we use that radius value in formulas for everything from gravity to refraction to like rockets to satellite. When we launch satellites, we have to assume the radius value. So if you falsify that radius value, everything that I just mentioned and more gets falsified right along with it because those things are symbiotic. They depend on each other.
Okay. So like let's say hypothetically you guys flat earth community have proven the globe to be incorrect
We did
now.
with LoRaWAN.
Okay, so let's say that you guys did. Now the
Uh-huh.
next step would be to prove what shape it actually is, correct?
I agree. Yeah, we lean towards flat. I do personally because that would be the default position. That's the conclusion that you would arrive to organically. But
Mm,
your model that you claim has no evidence to back it up and in fact has been falsified and you won't even go as far as to acknowledge that. In fact, you wouldn't even know how to do it because you don't know the dimensions that your model is claimed to have.
yeah, like again, you don't really need to really even be a graduate of high school to be able to come to a conclusion that this Earth is not flat.
Yeah, not with all the MK Ultra programming doing all the jobs for you. No, I agree. Yeah, I believed it was a sphere until I was like 20, and then I woke the fuck up. I started
So
questioning it.
for like an easier example, we'll go back to the blue marble. Now, to look at that picture and to say that it's fake that's fine, but that would just be an assumption until you're able to go and analyze this photo and be able to make these
So
observations that it is.
is every one of your proofs in relation to a photograph or video? Like you don't talk science or physics or mathematics or geometry. Like you don't you're not
So
capable or
so
like I don't understand because it's more concrete, right? If we talk about like physics or something
well, I
scientific.
mean, I wouldn't say that's more concrete. I mean,
What? So
are
hold
photos
on.
not used in like court cases?
No, actually, sometimes they get thrown out. It's considered hearsay, or there's another term that they use as well. I forget what the other term is, but sometimes videos and photographs get thrown out. It's essentially like
Sometimes, but
conjecture.
videos and photos that's very good evidence for something in court.
So is Bigfoot real?
No, but we can analyze these photos of Bigfoot and make a determination on if they are real or not.
Pretty sure there's been documentaries where they've done stuff like that, and they claim that there was no flaws in the editing. So how would you fight that? I mean, I don't want to get
That
onto a
there's no
Bigfoot
flaws.
debate, but
No,
like,
I understand that, but I mean, unless you're going to show me these documentaries, then I'm not really, I can't really speak on that.
all right, fair point. So how do you verify? Are you only like gonna stick with photographs, bro? Is that like you? Okay, so you just appeal to incredulity with absolutely everything that isn't in photographic or videographic format, because that's like not a
No,
good
so
way to bring people towards your belief system.
okay, so again, it's not the only thing, but I think it is a very good piece
Give
of
me an
evidence.
example of something else.
Why you don't like to talk about photography?
I started the beginning of this conversation by saying that photography and videography is literally the least credible form of evidence, and you agreed with me at first, and now we're stuck on it for some reason because you can't.
Oh, when did I say that was the least?
I said it was, and you agreed. You said you could see how I could say that or something. I don't remember exactly what you said. But I'm just
Mm,
asking if you have anything that's more compelling because I can get into physics, observations, infrastructure, aviation, and I can go down a laundry list of things that directly prove that we don't have a radius value of 3,959 on a ball that's moving in through an orbit around the sun. Like I can
so
definitively prove that to you, but you wouldn't be able to keep up with me in the conversation, I guess. I'm not trying to insult you,
okay,
bro, but this
so
is like
okay, so again, you said that you can come up with all these different talking points about how it's not a globe. Is there any of these talking points that you could prove that it is flat?
yeah, water fluid mechanics would demand that the Earth be flat.
How so?
Well, large bodies of water at rest always seek equilibrium. That's the definition of fluid statics.
Okay, but
This is physics, by the way. We're talking physics now.
okay, but how is that? I don't explain it to me how that is proving that this is a flat Earth.
Because your radius value has been falsified, which you won't let me get into because you're not educated enough to discuss that by your own admittance. But if you were, I would just debunk your radius value. And since you admitted that the Earth has to be the size that they claim, the radius value of 3,959 being falsified, it can't be a sphere anymore because it can't. If it is a sphere, it has to be that size sphere. And since it's not that sphere, we would have to look into other things that would prove the shape of the Earth. And since we know it's not a sphere and we know it's not a ball, then it has to be some form of other shape. And because water always takes its level, we would logically come to the conclusion via Occam's razor that the Earth was flat because of fluid statics.
Okay, so I think that is just a bunch of word salad that you are
Can you
just
steelman it? Can you steelman it?
no, because it's a bunch of word salad and it
Can
doesn't
you steelman it?
matter.
What part of it
No,
was word? What can you define word salad?
yeah. So I'm pretty sure we've already went over this whole
Can you
argument. I'm not sure if
define?
that.
Can you define word
Uh,
salad?
yeah, you're saying a bunch of words that have no meaning with this argument, with this topic that we're talking
No,
about.
that's not what word salad is.
Okay,
Um,
what is
Wikipedia. Oh, I gotta look it up.
Wikipedia?
It's a symptom. It's actually usually classified as what's called schizophagia. Um, yeah, schizophagia. It's usually something that you would attribute to a person who has like schizophrenia or some form of like Alzheimer's or dementia. It's like incoherent rambling, right? If I said like bathtub, water, bumblebee, water bottle, like, and just a bunch of words that aren't directly correlated, that don't actually form a complete sentence and don't actually arrive to a conclusion or have nothing to do with the actual subject that we're talking about, that would be word salad. Everything that
Isn't
I
that what I
just
just
said
said?
Everything that I just said, no, that's not what you said. Everything that I just said prior to you calling it word salad was not by definition word salad. It was a well-formed argument that you were not intellectually capable of keeping up with. So you just used word salad as an out.
No, you're just saying a bunch of words that have no.
Do you want me to
No,
repeat?
you're just saying a.
Okay, he's gone. All right. You didn't like my answer. Now it's my turn to ask a